Yo, 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 what's up, world? It's your boy Rob and G.
AJ.
Yo, Andy, I don't know where he's at, but it's Rob and Gio tonight. Another episode of Real Talk, Real Views. Can't be too loud. I got two kids sleeping right now, capitalizing. We're not
And I
gonna
got none.
Yeah, you enjoy it. And when you do have some, you'll see what I mean. But tonight, yo, first and foremost, man, me and Joe and Andy were all watching the game tonight. What a comeback for the Heat. The three things that we're going to be talking about tonight is going to be, first of all, what the Heat just did tonight, winning their first game against the Lakers, and then the presidential debate, because me and Joe wanted to share our thoughts with everybody on that, and then seizing every opportunity, man, because I just seen Miami seize one, and they still have three more to go. And there's so many different angles when it comes to seizing that I'm gonna get into, man. But Joe, man, first and foremost, man, when I first watched the first two games of the finals, I was really mad, dog. Miami is just not capitalizing. It is not capitalizing. Nobody was willing to step through, and now we just seen the emerging leader. Everybody kept saying he was a leader, and I was like, I don't know, but it's Jimmy Butler. Everybody got the fuck out of his way when he asked for the ball. So now we see who took it. This guy always calls me up every time we do the podcast, so I have to edit this out. Yo, what's up, Andy? You love to do this when I'm in the middle of the podcast, huh? I gotta edit this out again. Thanks a lot, sir. All right, I'm gonna send you an invite. I got you, man. Yeah. Oh my God, dog.
You gotta get
My bad,
rid
dog.
of it.
I'm gonna edit this part out. Don't even worry about it. He has a history of this now. Oh my goodness.
And I got homework.
But yeah, Joe.
Stay up late.
Like I was saying, Jimmy Butler emerged. Jimmy Butler just sees an opportunity because at that point in time, after those two games, nobody knew who the fuck was the leader of the Heat. We knew who the leader was during the season.
What? I don't know about that.
I didn't know. No. The thing is with me, when it comes to that championship, I want to see who the leader is. That's when the leader emerges. You can do everything. We've heard of people who play very good in the season, regular season, but come playoff time, you can't find them. Finals time, they never even get the opportunity. Jimmy Butler, he was with Philly, and he couldn't get anything done, and he had way more talent around him. He had Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and he didn't make the NBA Finals.
First of all, you've seen two things: Miami Heat organization, Philadelphia organization. Brett Brown as a head coach, Eric Spoelstra as a head coach.
Leave Brett Brown alone.
That different. That man is sorry as a head coach. As an assistant coach with the Spurs with Greg Popovich, that's a whole different thing. He was good.
Oh man, good. Come on, be nice to Brett Brown, man.
Nah, man, hell nah. You just let Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid do whatever the hell they want to do. Why the hell Ben Simmons don't have a jump shot yet?
I think that's more on him.
Yeah, that's on him too, but the coach got to be on your ass too.
So you think he doesn't look like a player's coach? You think he is?
Who's not a player's coach?
I don't think Brett Brown was a player's coach.
Man, listen, as being the head coach of a team, your players have to buy into what you're saying, have to believe in what you're trying to do. Now, if they hear you out and they listen to you and they go around and still do whatever the hell they want to do, what the hell is that? That means they don't believe in your system. They don't believe in your ways. And pretty much at the end of the day, it's just like they're just running a muckery of your whole entire organization and your offensive sets and your defensive sets and your whole philosophy of the game. So pretty much they spitting in your face saying, I'm here for the check. You're trash. Yeah, we're going to win games. We're going to make our team relevant so you won't get fired. But at a certain point, when you have two elite players like Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, it don't make no sense. How the hell Joel Embiid is not in shape? Why Ben Simmons don't have a jump shot? Why you got rid of all your three-point shooters and then got nobody in return? You got two big people that clog up the paint in Al Horford and Joel Embiid. And then Ben Simmons don't even shoot, so that's three, really.
They made it far, but then they lost to the Cavs. They couldn't get past the Cavs.
Made it far where?
I could have sworn they made it far. Didn't they make the final?
last year they were playing. They're in the semifinals with the
Mhm.
Toronto Raptors off that bounce
But they
that
lost, and I
Kawhi
remember
hit.
him crying. Embiid was
Yeah,
crying, man.
yeah, but they were supposed to be better. The dumbest shit that they did was obviously let our guy now, Jimmy Butler, gone. Because Jimmy Butler did what he had to do for the team. As you could clearly see, the Philadelphia 76ers made it to the furthest they have since Allen Iverson. With
Mhm.
Jimmy Butler on the team. That is proven fact. They had the best record and they made it the furthest. With Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Jimmy Butler.
Right,
So
yeah.
what that tell you?
And
That's
then, and
it.
then
What that tell you?
you're right, and then when they let him go, it was over for Brett Brown. At that point in time, he had nobody that could confiscate him. Like,
And that is why I disagree with you when you said there is no leader yet. It's Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's been the leader. The thing, the thing that I be about Jimmy Butler sometimes is that he doesn't attack every single time when he has that opening. He wants to get everybody involved. Don't get me wrong. That is great. That is fine.
but they're not
Get
ready.
no. It's not even that. It be right by the basket. And he throws it out. I'll be like, yo, yeah. Once once you're in the paint, at that point in time, you're in the paint. Fuck, fuck trying to pass it out. Score. You've been getting contacts all day, all game long, putting yourself in position to go to the free throw line. You just need and ones now. They go to 3 point. They go 3 points right there. With a foul on a person that puts them in foul trouble, like they did Anthony Davis.
Hmm.
You get Anthony Davis in foul trouble, you win the game. You win the rebounding part of the game.
You win the
You
game.
win the game. The
Mhm.
second chance
What about
points,
Morris,
the Heat
Joe?
won that. They win the game. Second chance points, they won that. You said what about Morris? Fast break. I think they won that too, if I'm not
You
mistaken.
didn't get my message when I voice messaged you and say he's Santa Claus? He shows up
Who's
once a
Santa
year.
Claus?
You didn't say anything
Who,
about it.
who you talking about? You talking about Morris?
Morris
I don't know about Morris.
shows up
Otherwise,
once
he's
a year.
Santa Claus.
When he makes every three, I just get mad. I was like, "Where were you when you were playing for the Pistons? You sorry ass nigga. You want to make the threes
Was,
now?"
wait, was that
Oh,
was that the right
I
Morris?
don't know.
Because the other
I don't
Morris is not in.
don't know.
You got the wrong Morris.
Or maybe it might be the wrong one. I don't know if it's
You got
Marquise or
you got
Markeith that I'm looking at. They both have the
no. You
same
got
name.
you
Two
got the wrong
identical
one.
twins.
No, you got the wrong one. I think you got the wrong one.
Where's the other one at?
He was on the Clippers. You
Sorry
got,
ass brothers. Yo,
oh my god.
I want the I want the Heat to annihilate him. I want him to just like you seen how bad he was breaking? I'm like, yo, can they do that to him all the time? Can they put Anthony Davis in foul trouble all the time? And real
That's
quick,
gonna be hard.
welcome back. Welcome to the show, Andy. Every fan out there who loves listening to Andy's voice, he made it again. He has a little habit of calling during the show. I apologize, but your boy's here. He's in the building, man. Yeah,
Yo.
man.
Yo,
But
yo,
yo,
what's up? What's going on?
what's going on, Andy? Just to fill you in, the three topics we're going to talk about, plus yours about the therapy. It was the Heat with their winning night, the presidential debate, and seizing every opportunity, and then what you were about to talk about black men going to therapy. So yeah, man. So it's those four topics. We're gonna find a way to get all of them in, put every bit of meat in
So
all of them. And so,
yeah. So
Andy, so like what me and Joe were saying, Joe was basically saying Jimmy Butler's always been the leader. Me, I was just saying, yo, he was a leader during the season, but was he a leader during the NBA Finals? You know, there's a level to every single form of like, let's say Dwayne Wade was the leader during the season, but then all of a sudden, come playoff time, he started handing the ball to LeBron, and he's like, "Nah, you're gonna be the man." It did. LeBron, he was so frozen. Come the Maverick series, he just wasn't ready, and he choked. Biggest choke y'all ever seen. And then the next year, he was ready. He's like, "Oh shit, I know what Dwayne Wade gonna do. He gonna make me feel all comfortable during the season. But when it comes playoff time, finals time, he's throwing the ball to me. He's like, hey, I've been this guy already. It's your turn. Don't you want the ring? Don't you want it? Come on, come on. I know you want it. Listen, your spirit needs to get that feeling, right, Joe? Your spirit has to get it. Like you got to win. And then LeBron, he traveled. Andy, did you see LeBron's travel? That
No,
was
I
the
didn't.
funny.
I didn't watch the game.
That was the funniest travel I ever seen him. I laughed so hard.
Which
Like, I mean,
one?
when he carried the ball the second travel, he carried the fuck out the ball and he hopped. He hopped, Joe. And he tried to argue with the ref. He
I'm trying.
spinning, he jumped and
I'm
hopped.
not sure. He's spinning. He just. Is that when he was backing them down?
Yeah, when he's back.
Oh yeah,
He hopped.
Jimmy. You know when they talking about pull the chair, Andy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was like that. That's
Oh
pretty much
my
what it
god.
was.
It's pathetic. But now let's move on, because I know there's some people that are not basketball fans, but what it went for Miami, the way that Miami won that game is just how people need to attack life when their fucking faces are against the wall, their backs against the wall, when they can't breathe and they need to
Heat in
make
7, baby. Heat in
Heat in
7.
7. You damn right. That's what I called it. Heat in 7. You need to fucking make a damn. You need to make a damn way. You gotta force your way out, man. There's a way out the damn room. You gotta find it. And tonight the Heat did that. They found it. They're like, oh shit, let's put Anthony Davis in foul trouble, and then he's gonna disappear in the game because notice his passion has disappeared. I didn't even remember Anthony Davis was in the game. he just wasn't the same guy he was the night before. And then Jimmy Butler, 40 points. He just kept attacking the paint. And I was like, where's Anthony Davis? Isn't he the rim protector? Couldn't find him. But one thing I noticed is that Jimmy Butler wasn't scared. He would fake you. He just bodied him up. He did his thing. Tyler Hero was ready for a couple threes, but he wasn't ready for them all. But he made some that count. Duncan Robinson made the dagger. That was a three. I was so happy when I seen it. I was like, the game is over. So shout out to the Heat, man. I'm a Heat fan. I'd love to see the Heat win because I'm tired of people talking about LeBron just sucking the man's dick. They've been sucking it for years and years and years. Greatness, whatever. 10 years to the final, blah blah blah. That's great. It's beautiful, but I'm so competitive. I want my team to win. Period. Because the Dolphins don't give me anything. So all my eggs is one basket, and it's with the Heat. So I want the Heat to win every year.
You sound like a hater over there, guy. You talking about LeBron James?
He's not on my team no more. He's an enemy. I'm a defender. Remember when we played basketball? I was a defender.
Oh my God.
Whenever you're on my team, we're good and we're friends. But when you're not, I hate you. I can't stand you, and I want nothing but the worst to happen to you. So that's the way I am, dog. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
I got KG mentality, dog. I can't help it. Andy knows it. Andy, remember what I used to do to those guys? If you couldn't defend somebody, I told you to move the fuck out the way, and I would block them out. I'll never forget what I did to that guy who was at K-State. That shit was hilarious. He was scoring on this guy, and I told the guy, hey, you fucking suck on defense. Move. And then this guy tried to do the same move on me. I blocked his ass, looked at him right in the eye when we were going down. Blocked his ass. Man, I love playing defense. I think defense is a commitment. Defense is a decision, man. Defense is like, yo, it shows you right then and there who wants it bad enough. That's what defense is. And you're lazy. If you're lazy, you're not going to play defense. AKA Kelly Olynyk got his moments. But like we said, I'll take KO any day, man.
Bro, where are you going with this, man?
What I'm just saying, what I am basically saying is there's points in times in life where you have to display that you want it bad enough so the momentum can shift and things can go your way. Because you are fighting with everything you got. And the only thing, like if I'm lifting weights and you see how this happens, you get to that last rep and it starts falling down on your chest. You have two decisions. You could just let the weight just fall down, or you could fight and you can pull it up. And when you pull it up, Andy, tell me that feeling that you get, that amazing feeling. You might have earned an extra cut on your damn tricep or your bicep, right? But if you don't get it done, you don't get stronger. Yeah, man. So that's what I'm trying to say. All right, man.
All right, Mr. Kalix, what did you think about the game, man? I know you didn't watch it, but I know you seen the final score. So,
no. So I did see the final score. I was working on a project and studying and whatnot, but I was looking through the scores and I was just surprised to see like how, looking at the box scores, I noticed how bad the Lakers were playing, and I didn't know like what reason, what was going on, but I just
turnovers.
I think it was
Miami's
like
defense.
first half. the first half, the only player that was in double figures was LeBron James. And one of the things I was talking to your brother about before the game even got started, I was like, yo, the only way that he could actually like could win this game, or win this series rather, is unless the Lakers beat themselves, which pretty much they
But they
did.
couldn't stop Jimmy Butler though, Andy.
Huh?
They couldn't stop Jimmy Butler though, Andy. So
But that's the
the
same thing I was
statement
saying.
is a little inaccurate, sir.
No. So
They did beat themselves.
too. Jimmy Butler had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
How consistent is Jimmy Butler in doing that?
Exactly.
So it's like
it's
it
one
took
game per series.
Did you hear him?
A great game from Jimmy.
Y'all in trouble.
A bad game from the Lakers as a whole. LeBron did subpar, right? And it was still kind of a close game until the end. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it's like, don't get me wrong, phenomenal job. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal job by the Heat. And as long as they keep playing with that same heart, they can make the series interesting. You know what I'm saying?
You mean they're gonna win?
But
yeah. They're gonna win.
I make it interesting.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I hear hate in Andy's voice, or maybe I hear hate
Oh,
in Andy's voice, or maybe it's more fear. I don't know what it is.
Nah, man, we're
they win, I hope they send Andy a card.
A lot of people right now are being realistic of what's going on in these finals, man. The Heat are outsized and have 2 top 5 players that they got to deal with through these whole series, in LeBron and Anthony Davis.
It doesn't matter, man. You show up in one game,
it's gonna be hard.
You're not living the second. Don't look at him as great. Look at yourself as great, and you'll win.
No, and that's real too.
No, that's real. That's real.
It's possible. The Lakers are beatable. They are beatable. It's just that if you look at it as a whole, the fact that the reason why Jimmy had to score the way that he scored is because you have Bam is out and you got Dragic is out. You know what I'm saying? How long can Jimmy maintain that effort too? You know what I'm saying? Can he maintain that for another 3 games?
Hey, remember, Tyler Hero needs to step up.
Cool. But if he can't and he starts getting a little inconsistent, you know what I'm saying? So it's like all these little things come into play.
And that's what makes them special, Andy. If it's not him, it's gonna be somebody else. Who's gonna do it in the next game? Tyler Hero still hasn't gotten hot yet. What happens when Tyler Hero gets hot? What happens when LeBron has to stick him? You notice LeBron is still doing the same shit he did when he was in Miami. When somebody's on fire, LeBron gets on him. When I saw LeBron guarding Jimmy Butler, I was like, LeBron's gonna get tired. With LeBron, that's what you gotta do, man.
But that's what you gotta do in order to like kind of like get LeBron. You have to physically wear him down. So you have to constantly.
You gotta do the same to Anthony Davis too. You gotta
he'll work. You gotta go after the guy that's giving you buckets. You got to. Because that will either put him in foul trouble, or that will
disrupt his vision.
On the offensive end, when it comes for him to shoot, his shots are either short or long. So he gets fatigued. So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to outthink. You're out here playing chess, not checkers. So you're just trying to do things like that.
All right. So. Shit. Well, so moving along, man. That was good. That was a good little debate for a couple seconds. And he even came in and he got his little 3-point stroke in. So, dog, second topic, presidential debate. Yo, this is the first time in my life where I feel like, okay.
Shut up.
First time in my life where I feel like I need to vote. First time in my life where I feel like, okay, let me really pay attention to these politics, because I got kids and whatever my decisions are, they might have to deal with them because I put somebody in office that could affect both of our lives. So, I watched this debate. It was pathetic, the worst debate I've ever seen in my life. Biden looks like he has no soul, and Trump is just ugly. So, like, everybody was saying that you're gonna win.
What's that got to do with anything?
Here's what I don't understand. Biden, the only thing that I would say he'd have an edge over Trump on is where he said, what I want to do is stop police brutality, and I want us to have police officers protecting communities where they actually have relationships with the community that they're policing for. And I was like, okay, that's great, but he needed to go into more detail. And the presidential debate was set up for failure. You can't just say, hey, Mr. President, 2 minutes on why you think on what's going to stop this so-called white supremacy, or this that everybody's talking about, or President Trump, what's your plan? 2 minutes, tell us how you're going to stop police brutality. Trump didn't even want to answer the question. He didn't have a response, and that pissed me off, because the number one thing that I'm looking for right now for a candidate is, you see this shit is an issue, and it's been an issue for a long time. Are you going to address it? Stop being the same president. You ever notice the trend, Joe, the circle, whenever it comes to presidential candidates? One says, hey, I'm going to give you great health care. All right, heard that bullshit before. And then you got that other person on the other side who just apparently just has the Republicans' backs, and you don't know what they're doing for these Republicans except just making their lives better. Hey, we'll lower the tax for the rich. You guys are cool. And so now I finally figured out, okay, if you're not a Republican or you're not a Democrat, what you fall into is you are an independent. So you just go for the side that's right. So now I learned what political party affiliation I am in, which is independent, because I can't say I'm a Republican and I can't say that I'm a Democrat. All I know is that I vote for what's right. And so if anybody's trying to learn to vote, like, follow these debates and then go out there to the polls and make a decision. But I'm at limbo here because I don't know who to vote for, because I don't trust either of those motherfuckers. So Joe, Andy, which one of you guys would like to go in and dive in and talk about this debate? Because I just heard two people just attacking each other. That was basically Biden's strategy. He did it in a charismatic way. Trump did it in an aggressive way. Everything Biden said, Trump would say, shut up, or Biden would tell Trump to shut up, or Trump would tell Biden to shut up, or you're a liar. You don't know what you're talking about. And at first, I just thought it was comical. But then I was like, yo, you are the president of the fucking United States of America. What are you going to do for my people? Because my people have been hurt. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about them? Are we going to stop going to war, trying to fight battles that we can't win? Are we going to just focus on the nation because we've lost priority in the nation? We want to fucking try to be the gods for every other country. We want to save every other country, but we don't want to save our own. That's one big problem right there in itself. You know what I mean? We need to get troops home because they need to be around with their families, just like how people who have strenuous jobs that keeps them on the road so long, they're missing birthday parties, recitals, and all that. Yo, they want to be home more often, man. So, you guys, one of y'all take the floor, man. Tell me what y'all thought about the debate. Andy or Joe, who's gonna go?
No, I'll go first. First and foremost, like I was telling you, man, I wasn't able to get. I caught like the first couple of minutes of it, but I couldn't even really stomach it because of the way they was going back and forth with one another. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it's in terms of like I'm gonna go more so on the side of like President Trump and everything like that we have so much stuff that's been going on, and like for the longest time that he kind of joked about it or just swept it under the rug. So like first things first with the coronavirus, how he said it wasn't serious, something to ignore, and then come to find out that he actually has it now, him and his wife. And so it's just crazy to me how he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't really care for like the sake of the country. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like the whole police brutality thing, I think that should have been something that instead of him not answering, give a conscious and empathetic response to like, yo, what changes can we see? Because clearly this is a huge thing that is causing an outcry in America, and that we need solutions in. And you being in office right now, you still have the power to make some changes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for him to just like sweep it under the rug, man, it's like that just kind of turned the wrong way. In terms of Biden, I heard like a lot of people tell me that he changed a little bit since, from being Barack's right hand man to now running. He's like his ideals changed, but if I had to pick between the lesser of two evils, I would pick Biden as of right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, and even though I'm just like, it's the worst debate I've ever seen, dog. But Joe, you look like
Well,
what you said.
I got the real answer for y'all boys since y'all keep playing around. The answer is none of these motherfuckers qualify for presidency for the United States of goddamn America. I'm just gonna let y'all know this right now. It's pointless. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of scandals going on. Then tune in for the next episode because I will break it down for you boys about what I found out. Stay tuned for that. But on a real serious tip, I did watch majority of the election of the debate that was going on. I thought it was humorous, informative, comical, stupid, interesting. And what I mean by interesting is that they have interesting points. Taxing, right? We always talk about taxing. Let's talk about funding and things of that nature. Trump doesn't want to tax, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much a good thing in the long run. Like, you know, having higher taxes, tax raises, and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, you want low tax rates. You don't want high tax rates. But since they took the whole stimulus package and giving out these checks and all these unemployments and giving and creating new funding, we're gonna get taxed. It's just a matter of how long and when is it gonna take its effect. Now, if they raise those tax prices now, we're just gonna pay double onto what we already accumulated from that previous time, if that makes sense for you guys. So it's interesting to see it. Bynum, he wants to tax the low. He wants to tax, but he's taxing the lower class, which is us. We're gonna get hit harder than the upper class, which is stupid.
Biden?
So yeah, that's what he wants to do. He wants to tax the upper class. I mean the lower class, my bad. He wants to tax the lower class. So the lower and middle class are gonna get taxed higher than, you know, the 1% in the upper class, which is stupid because we're broke and you're trying to tax us. So it makes no sense. But hey, you know, so, and you know, when you think about these type of things financially, you're like, man, Trump's idea of not taxing the lower class and might actually taxing the higher class could, you know, help us kind of have that so-called middle class, even though there's none, to be honest. There's no middle class. So it is one of those things. Now, when it comes to the whole police brutality thing, Trump is not really, he's not showing any sympathy, any care, or any real solutions, if you will, for that. He's just talking about it and saying how bad it is, and we should treat these officers with respect because they protect the listen, man. Blacks are getting killed by police. It's been videotaped. It's been documented. We've had several even songs about it. We got so many different things about it, and even things that are hidden under the rug that we don't even know about that could potentially cause havoc in these worlds. It's important that they care for the Black community because we are 35% of the nation, and we do hold a good majority of the votes. So if you do sway the African American, you could potentially win your presidential campaign. So aiding and helping the Black folks is very important if you want to win your campaign. But besides you winning your campaign, the larger scale is actually creating change for us, right? Give us what we're due. 400 years of slavery, right? Jews have their own little, if you will, their own little community, if you will, to be honest. And it's a well-rich, endowed community.
Right.
And it's like, why the African Americans can't have that? Why can't we get what the Jews are getting? It'll make no sense. But you know, it is what it is. Biden was talking about. He was talking about. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say he was talking about finding a way to put police officers in different types of training, so they're
Mhm.
better. So they're better.
Yeah. So then
They're
they can be,
better with.
and not only that, even
I,
meet psychiatrists as well. Go to
yeah,
therapy. You'll
some
show.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
some like that. It's a start,
Yeah. Sounds a little
but
better than what I heard.
yeah, it's something. But at the end of the day, that's not really what blacks are looking for. We're not looking for a therapist. We're not looking for a qualified training from trainers. We're looking for an economic resolution, and we're looking for cops to be punished for their wrongdoings.
Yep.
And it's as simple as that. And in one word, it sums it up: justice. Just literally, that's what we're looking for. If little Sue is getting beat up by a police officer, and Sue is dead by that police officer, the justice that should be behind it is him in jail, not him free and able to go willy nilly to his family, feed his family, see his kids, see his wife, see all of his friends and family members, while the other parents got to bury their child. If you don't see that correlation, because there's no correlation between them,
Hmm.
that's not correlating at all. Like that makes no sense. You kill someone and you get to enjoy the death of that person.
Yeah.
No, you kill someone, you go to jail,
Neither of them.
and they need to. And there's many more things that they need to get to in these different laws, such as these jails, these incarceration laws that hang the for having a noose, hanging people. That law needs to be gone. Apparently, that law, when you're hanging someone, you don't go to jail. Listen, you hang anybody in this world, you're going to jail. They need to change that law immediately. That law right there, I forgot what it's called, but they need to change it. When you're hang if you hang someone from a tree with a noose, you don't get arrested. That's the change. That has to change. That's been there since the late 1800s. That has to change. That gotta change.
No,
Period.
and you're definitely right, Joe. And notice how you see the strategy of, first of all, why didn't they have Joe Rogan be the guy? That's just so. I'd rather Joe Rogan would have been the guy to moderate that debate. Instead, it's some fucking what's some Larry King lookalike. Like, man, like, come on, man. It like,
Larry King lookalike.
yeah, man, but for like, yo, with 2 minutes, 2 minutes, like, yo, that's not
They
smart.
want they want you quicker to the point, man. That's what they want. They want clear cut, decisive answers.
But I didn't hear it from either.
You
All I heard
ain't
was
heard from none.
rambling and bullshit.
That's
So
what that's. But the thing about it,
come on,
man,
dude, I'll
you
give
gotta
it.
understand. You gotta understand, like these presidents, man. It's very interesting to see their their positions in their things. Like if you look at some of their positions, you could tell that there are some things that you are good for what they're saying, and there are some things that you're not. But it's an overall of what can you, how can you say, like what could you live without for them, in a sense,
Hmm.
pretty much. So,
Yeah, yeah, for real.
yeah, man.
But yeah, Joe, like, so Andy, let me go to you, man. For somebody just watching the debate and seeing what's going on, right then and there, would you basically con somebody or just get mad at them if they didn't even vote? Or do you feel like even if they didn't vote, it was their right and they shouldn't be judged so heavily if they don't vote, Andy? Because you see these commercials are pushing everybody to vote, but what if there's
Yeah.
nobody to vote for? What if everybody's a clown to you? What do you do at that point?
Mm-hmm.
And even if you get mad and you say that the person that won the presidential debate or candidacy, whatever, they say you can't say anything, which is bullshit. Why can I not? I didn't see anybody that was good. Now I have to basically bitch and complain until somebody else goes for the candidacy and maybe win, and then I'll vote. What do you think, Andy?
No, well, I was gonna say, man, I think in terms of that, I think the best thing that we could possibly do is really, really dial in and focus on the government, the local government in our community.
Yeah,
Sir.
Because I think a lot of times I think the misconception is that the president is the end all be all, and that's not. Yeah, the commander in chief, but we could still vote who goes to the Senate. We could still vote who goes in the House and everything like that. And from there, those are the ones that really make the laws and the rules.
mm-hmm.
You know, I think it was. I think we talked about this in another podcast. I think the reason why Barack wasn't able to make a lot of the changes or a lot of the things that we thought that he would be able to do when he got there is because there are people that had the legislative seats were still there. You know what I'm saying? So in order for Barack to really do the damage that he probably could have done when we voted him in, we also voted new members to go to the Senate or whatnot. And so likewise, like I said before, if we had to pick between the lesser of the two evils, whoever it might be, I think from there, all right, that's the figurehead. What can we do about everybody else? How can we change everybody else? Starting with, once again, our local government and taking the politics as a whole a little bit more seriously and just paying a little bit more attention because our vote really do matter. I think when they say vote, it's not just about this election, but all elections. You know, how can I make these changes to the areas most closest to me, and then of course work our way up from there.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you, man. And that's what I've been paying attention to now. The state senates. I'm noticing the commercials that they do. You know, in every state it's different. They're voting. You see all the signs. Vote this guy for Senate. Vote this guy for Congress or DA. Those are probably the most important things because those are the people that say, yeah, this cop gets away with murder and that's cool. Like, yo, man. So you guys are right. The local votes are very crucial, man. And so, man, we'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna watch part 2 and we'll dissect that in the next episode, man, along with a special topic that Joe has in mind. So people gotta tune in to the next episode of Real Talk Reviews. It's gonna be fire, man. We're talking about that. Ooh, that's a deep one. That one could get us in trouble, but you know what? People need to know. People need to know. Okay, so Andy, I wanted you to set off the third topic. You said that you wanted to talk about
I want to know about this, dog.
huh?
I want
Males.
to know about this.
I don't know if it's black males in particular. But Andy, you said you wanted to talk about people going to therapy, and I wanted to know where does that topic stem from? And why did something happen to you this week that made you feel like, yo, it's a necessity?
And to answer that question, man, pretty much this topic came to me. I was actually listening to another podcast, and they mentioned how Chris Rock, after all these years, he's actually going to therapy, and he's just starting. They're just talking about how through therapy, how it's helping him to be a better actor, but not only that how he's uncovering like a lot of demons that through his comedy he hid. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or he combated. And so I think I was just listening to that, and I was just like really like reflecting on in terms of like just in my life. I didn't really have a very traumatic childhood. I was teased, but it wasn't to a severe degree.
Yeah.
I had my boys to, get me through it or whatnot. But I know a lot of kids who, resort to domestic violence at the house, single parent household, get introduced to drugs, prostitution early, mainly in the Black communities. And they have no coping mechanism. When they want to open up, when they want to talk about it, to probably their peers, they probably get told, and this is more so along the lines of like black males, black young boys, they probably get told, hey man up, don't cry. Like, what you crying for?
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? So I feel like in terms of like the whole therapy piece, I think it's critical for like, again, young black males, older black males, for us to like really open up and understand, like, all right, who are we? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we get in touch with our emotions? You feel me? So yeah, man, in terms of like more specifically to myself, I feel like there are still a lot of things that I really do struggle with that perhaps, you know, maybe therapy could probably help me unlock and open and help me work my way through those things. So,
And should the therapist be black and?
Care to share? Care to share?
Yeah,
no,
those two questions, man. Those two questions.
Hold on, which one was the first one?
The first one, should the therapist be black?
What?
The
You ever hear
so
about Taraji, Joe?
Why
so
does that matter?
I will say this.
I'll explain later.
The therapist doesn't need to be black, but they need to be cultured. So what I mean by that is, it's like,
Relate.
don't simply, because it could go either way, in which it could be a black, it could be an Asian, it could be a white therapist, in terms of male or female, and they're throwing me with like the books. So this is what they learned. These are the stuff, and they just giving me that. It's like, no, I need somebody that's cultured, that kind of understands. Like, they don't need to, like, yes, they know that they know that, and they're aware that I am a black male. But as long as they could probably empathize with me and identify that, like reflect the struggle, and then work my way through it from there, that I'm cool with that. Now, if it's a black one, if it's a black therapist, cool. You know, I'm all for it. But it's not necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, all right. But explain yourself, Robin. Explain yourself. Why does it matter? Why does it matter if it's a black?
According,
black
because Taraji, her baby daddy,
Taraji P. Henson?
Yeah, she
okay.
She hasn't dated really anybody until just recently.
Yeah, I know. So she was like 50, 52, something like that. She didn't start dating until she was 52.
But she hadn't been with somebody, I think, for like 15 or 16 years. This was after her baby daddy got murdered, and she just never got over it. And she went to therapy, but those people didn't look like her. So she said it wasn't helping. And so I'm just thinking, okay, if more of us are in that, we can definitely relate, because we can empathize with so many people because we've gone through so much bullshit. You understand? Yeah. So we have an advantage over the white people. No offense, but there probably are good.
You have an advantage. You have an advantage towards your patient. You have an advantage towards that patient because you're able to relate. Not necessarily the whole system, but I do agree with you that more blacks do need to be in more the top level industries, as far as mental, education, leadership. We need to be in more of those heavier roles, because if you really see what's going on, it's easy to say rapper, basketball player, football player, entertainer. Those are the four things that all blacks are looking to do. Mm-hmm. They're not looking to be doctors, lawyers, pediatricians. They're not the teachers. They're not looking for those effective role